Hello! Hi. This is going to be the first video in a series of videos that I want to do on my channel, and I'm so excited for this series. I haven't seen anyone do a series like this, so if there is a series like this out there, if there are people on YouTube doing videos like this, please let me know because I genuinely want to watch these types of videos. I love reading books and I also love watching movies and TV shows and just consuming stories. What's even better are like books turned into movies and TV shows. Like, I love it. So I want to do a series where I read a book and then I watch the movie or TV show adaptation and then talk about the things that I like about the book, things I don't like about the book, the things I like about the movie, the TV show, the things I don't like about it, talk about like the differences between them, and then in the end decide which I think is better, the book or the movie. I like it. And I'm excited for it, and especially because for this first episode, I'm doing one of my like most anticipated both book and movie thing. So it is Death on the Nile. I have read two other Agatha Christie books and I loved them. I read And Then There Were None as well as Murder on the Orient Express. So I'm excited to read another one of hers because I honestly think that she's a favorite author. I don't know. I can't decide. I'm really excited to read this one, and then the movie. It comes out on Friday. Today is Monday. So I've got, what, like 4 or 5 days to read this? I'm going to try and see the movie on Friday, but if I can't, I'm going to try and see it Saturday. But either way, I'm so excited. I'm also really excited for this movie just because I also saw Murder on the Orient Express, and which is the same director as well as the same main actor for Death on the Nile. And I'm just really excited. In case you can't tell, I feel like I've said it a million times, but I am. And so I think because this is a first video in like a series, I'm not exactly sure how I want to edit the series. I'm not exactly sure how I want to give you all the information. I'm not sure how I want to present you with all the information. So this is going to be a work in progress, figuring out what works, what doesn't. Anyway, I figure I'm going to start by reading the book. That's just how you do. You're always told like read the book before you go see the adaptation. So that's what we're gonna do. The first half of this video is going to be me reading the book, talking about the book in the sense of like a reading vlog, and then once I'm done the book, I will go see the movie, and then that second half of the video will be me talking about the movie and then discussing the similarities and the differences between both, and then in the end we choose a winner. So yeah, let's get started, and I'll let you know my thoughts probably tomorrow or the next day about how I'm feeling about these. So update, I am this far into the book. I'm about almost halfway through. It's 150 pages in, and I have thoughts that I would like to discuss and talk about. In the meantime, I'm going to be putting makeup on because I have an interview in about a half hour. I'm terrified. But we gotta get some makeup on, we gotta look good. Okay, so I realized in the first clip I didn't tell you what the book was about. Granted, that's probably because I didn't know a whole lot. I just know with Agatha Christie, we're getting a murder mystery. And by the title, I could tell this was gonna happen on the Nile in Egypt. And that's essentially what this is. I don't think I really do need to tell you more, but I will. Yeah, so it is a murder mystery that takes place on the Nile in Egypt. And it's a Hercule Poirot. I swear I've been listening to the audiobook and I've heard them say the name so many times. No matter how many times I hear it, I cannot pronounce it. I can't. But it's him. It's one of his murder mystery novels. So he's like, I guess, technically our main character. We also have a newlywed couple. They've just been married. They're on their honeymoon, I guess, like on this cruise ship that's on the Nile, which is where it's mainly taking place. The first bit of the book was at like a hotel in Egypt, and now we're on the Nile. The newlywed couple, like the one, she's like super rich, glamorous, all that. And then her husband, I think they like had met 2 months ago and now they're married. It's like this weird thing. And then everyone else that is like within this story are also on this boat, and they're all connected to each other in some way, and they're all like connected to this newlywed couple in some way, which I just find weird that like they're all there on their honeymoon. So it's just like, I don't know, it's a little too convenient. A lot of it is like too convenient and a little too overdramatic, but whatever. I'm enjoying the book, not as much as I want it to, or I thought I was going to enjoy it, but like I'm still enjoying it. And I actually really am liking the audiobook. I do have like one issue, but I'm not sure if it's with the audiobook or the book itself, but we'll see. But I like the narrator. He has like a different voice for all of the characters, and he just does a really great job with the voices. And I really like listening to him. He kind of makes the reading experience fun. Okay, but now my issues. So my biggest issue, okay? So like I said, I'm this far into it. I'm about halfway. There's still been no murder. A murder has not happened. Where I left off, finally, like, something exciting has happened. It was very over dramatic, but like something happened. It wasn't a murder, but like we finally got something rather than just all these characters talking to each other and just having conversations. Like honestly, I was getting bored. But for a murder mystery, you would expect for most of the book to be about solving this murder. And that's not what I've been getting. I feel like the murder's coming up and it's finally gonna happen soon, but like, why did I have to read half the book to get to it? My other issue with it, and I think this might be either a me thing or it's a book thing, I'm not sure, but there are just too many characters. I am having difficulties remembering who's who. And I think it might be because I decided to listen to the audiobook first without like reading it. And I think it would have helped a lot more if I had actually like read the first chapter where we get introduced to every single character and why they're going on this trip, how they're all connected. But I'm like still like reading this book kind of like getting a character name and I'm like, who is this again? Thankfully, there are some where I have been able to like distinguish who they are, what we're supposed to know about them, and stuff like that. But overall, a lot of like the, I guess, more side-ish characters, I can't remember. So like that's been an issue, unfortunately. What else? I forgot primer. Dang it, you guys distracted me. And then going along with that, I'm also having difficulties like picturing the book in my head. It's not so much like the characters, I mean that is a part of it, but it's also just like the way that the scenes are written. I'm having difficulties like even just picturing the scenery and like the rooms that they're in and like what's around them. I'm also having difficulties like picturing who's in a conversation with who. Because there was a scene that I recently read. I wasn't sure what was going on. So we had like a conversation going on and then all of a sudden like a name would pop up and they'd be talking. I'm like, wait, they're in this conversation too? And then I'm like, oh wait, no, they're having their own separate conversation. Are they in the same room as these other people having the conversation? Are they on a separate side of the boat? So it's just like I'm having difficulties like picturing this book in my head. So I think that's all gonna like change with the movie, because obviously with the movie I'll be able to picture it, I'll be able to distinguish the characters a little bit more, hopefully. I feel like I should. Those are my issues with it, but I'll probably read a lot more tonight and then I will get back to you again maybe tonight or tomorrow and we'll see how I feel. Hi, I'm a little bit more through. I only have this much left to go. I'm enjoying it now. So the last clip, literally the next chapter, as soon as I started reading again, the murder happened. So we know who has been murdered. We're just trying to figure out how, when, why, who, all that stuff. After finding out who got murdered, I had in my head an idea of who it might be. And I think it might still be that person, but I'm not sure just because I really have no idea, like, how, like, things aren't really, like, coming together just yet. but there are a lot of like really interesting and intriguing things that are happening and facts that are coming about that are just, it's like, how does all this connect to each other? So I'm really excited to continue reading and get to the end and just figure everything out. But I will say, after the murder happened, it was also a little bit boring again, just because it was just interview, 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 interview. And it also kind of seemed like everyone's interviews were like contradicting each other, like everyone was lying about something. So it was just like really confusing and just a lot of talking, but we're really getting to a point now where it's interesting. And I think we might have just found another dead body. Which I was definitely not expecting. So I'm getting excited and I'm really enjoying it right now. And I can't wait to get to the ending. But I do have to go to bed now, so I'll have to finish it tomorrow. I honestly don't know how it's going to end. I don't know how it's all going to come together. I do have a prediction as to who I think did it, but that's about it, and I could be wrong. Okay, I am almost done. I have just like a little bit left. I'm really enjoying it. I'm hooked. My prediction was wrong. There have been a lot of red herrings like towards the end of this book. A lot of times where Poirot is like, you did it, like this is how you did it, and the person will be like, no, that's not, it wasn't me. I did this part, but I didn't do any of like the murders. And then Poirot was like, yeah, I know, just wanted you to finally come out with the truth. So now, this next chapter, he's going to reveal who did it, how they did it, why they did it. And after finding out that my earlier prediction was wrong, I have a new prediction as to who it could have been, but I have no idea how. So, I have finished it. And my second prediction was correct. But like, Poirot explaining how it all happened, it is genius, honestly. Because like the whole time I was thinking about my second prediction, I was just like, how could they have done, how could it have been done? Because like the whole time I had my second prediction, I was just like, how could it have been done? But like not all of it was coming together and it wasn't clicking. But then the explanation of it just like really blew me away. Really enjoyed it. The ending, and not just like the who is the murderer and how it was done, but also like the ending, was not expecting that at all. And I really enjoyed it. I was not really feeling it in the beginning of this book, but by the end, I liked it. So, my overall rating of this book is 4 stars. But now, I'm gonna go see the movie. Not right now because it is midnight, but tomorrow I'm gonna go see the movie and then I will come back, check in with you about the movie, and then we will discuss which is better. Hello, good morning. It is the next morning, obviously. I needed like a day to really just kind of get my thoughts together on the movie as well as the book, and really just like think about everything and like how I want to tell you guys, how I want to present this information to you, because this is my first episode. I don't exactly know how to organize this, so it's a work in progress. But I got myself some coffee. I never drink coffee because I don't like it, but for some reason my brain woke up this morning and was just like, Ellen, you should go get a coffee. So I have myself a vanilla latte from Coffee Bean. I know I work at Starbucks. I'm drinking from the competitor, but guess what? Your girl got a new job. She will no longer be working at Starbucks. I put in my 2 weeks. It is great. So let's eat some breakfast and talk about the movie. Ooh. Yeah, that hits the spot today. What is up with me today? I got a new job. I'm a changed person. I now want coffee. So I think how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to present this information to you guys. First, I'm just going to talk about the movie with no spoilers, and just my thoughts and my review of the movie. And then I will put You know what? And a pyramid. An Egyptian pyramid will go right here for whenever there's spoilers. That way, in case you don't want to hear spoilers, you'll see that and you'll be like, mute or fast forward. Whatever you need to do if you don't want to hear any spoilers, because there will be a lot of spoilers. But if that doesn't matter to you, then listen to the spoilers away, or you've seen it already, you already know. There you go. So I think, yeah, we're going to do a non-spoilery review of the movie, and then we're going to go into spoilers and discuss the comparison between the two, and then the spoiler will go away, and we will have our winner. Is it the book, or is it the movie? Okay, so, the movie. I really liked the movie. I did. With a synopsis, it's basically the same as the book, but again, I don't want to go too much into it for a non-spoilery part. But basically, we have this couple, newly married. There's a little bit of drama with it within the whole story of their like wedding and whatnot. And this is like the wedding party. It's not so much like, it's like, I feel like it's like right before their honeymoon, but someone gets murdered while on the Nile in Egypt. And basically everyone like on the ship, besides the crew, has a motive and the means. But who else is on this ship? Who else happened to be at the wedding party? Hercule Poirot. I can never say his name correctly. And he is great at his job as detective. He is like the most well-known detective in the world. But I think the reason he's on the boat is just basically that like Lynette, our bride, has hired him because she doesn't trust anyone that is on the boat. She thinks everyone is out to get her. She basically was just like, come to this so I feel a little bit safer. I liked the movie. I've seen Kenneth Branagh's work before. I really like him as an actor. I think he's a fantastic editor. I think he's a fantastic actor. I have also seen his directing. I believe I've seen 3 movies that he's directed. One I really didn't like, which was Artemis Fowl. Then there was one that I liked and one that I truly loved. And I have to say, this is definitely not my favorite. I think my favorite is still Murder on the Orient Express. But I still really liked it. He has like a very colorful way of showing a movie. Like his use of colors is, I think, just great and really makes a movie pop. And this definitely had that. There was some like really great colorization. I think my only issue with the directing wise, or like with the cameras and shots, there were a little bit too many close-ups, like extreme close-ups. I don't know why, but extreme close-ups, they always like rub me the wrong way. I don't like getting that close. I think I understand his intention with it, but like I just don't like it, and I think there were too many. You also remember this one shot in the movie where Hercule Poirot and another character, that's going to be in a spoiler section, so I'm not going to say who it is, they're like circling Andrew Pennington. And I did like that. I liked the circling part, but then we got to a part where they like stopped circling, and it was just a shot of Andrew Pennington from like way down here, and I didn't understand it. It looked off from the rest of the movie and from the rest of that scene. So I didn't like that. I also felt like there were too many unnecessary shots of just scenery. Like, I don't mind seeing the scenery. I love Egypt. I want to go to Egypt. It's one of my top 5 like travel destinations that I want to go to. But I think there were just too many. And the main one I'm thinking of that was just like the most unnecessary thing. It was a shot of, I think, oh God, why can't I remember it now? It was like a shot of Hercule Poirot, I believe. I'm gonna suck at his name the whole time, I'm so sorry. He's just like standing at like the bow of the ship, and then he turns around and the camera like pans out and goes underwater, and then we see a fish kill another fish. I don't know why. We could have just had the like pan out and that would have been great. Why did we need to go underwater and see a fish kill a fish? That seemed pointless to me. So there were a lot of like that type of stuff where it was just like pointless shots. I did like the ending, except for the epilogue. It should have just ended how it ended. I also did like with this movie, we kind of got some background of Poirot. Pro? I can't say it. It is bugging the hell out of me. The cinematography of the movie, I think, was definitely its best quality. I think the writing was great, the pacing was great. There were a lot of things about the movie that I liked, but some shots and direction-wise, and like the epilogue, just really felt not needed. Okay, I think I'm now just gonna go into the spoilery section. We're doing it. The biggest change, we have a new character. And then we also got rid of characters, which I was honestly so happy about, because in the book, there were just so many characters. So many. It was hard to keep them all straight. And funnily enough, in the movie, it was still kind of hard to keep them all straight until, like, the very end, where I was like, okay, no, I distinctly know, like, who is who. And then, like, with the new character kind of, like, combined 3 characters. I really liked the new character. I thought he was great, and his character's name was Book, and he was kind of like an old friend of Poirot's. Book was like a combination of Rake and 2 other characters whose names I cannot remember, but the one was like the one character, guy character who had kind of like a romance within the story with one of the other passengers. I can't remember who it was with in the book, but in the movie it was with Rosalie Otterborn. I'm glad that in the movie it took a little bit more of a front seat within the story, because in the book it came out of nowhere, that relationship. It like wasn't hinted at all until the very end, and we're like saying goodbye and they're like, yeah, we're getting married, and it's just like, wait, have you 2 even like spoken to each other? In the book that didn't make much sense. But I'm glad in the movie it took more of a front seat, and we got to see their relationship. And then Book was also like this other character that got killed. That was a woman though, and I can't remember who it was in the book. But it was a character who got shot right as she was about to tell Poirot and Simon, oh, and Rake, who the killer is. Honestly, I'm really happy, because I did not like the character of Rake in the book. I felt that character was so unnecessary and super annoying. Like, so I'm glad Book kind of became that character, but then still got interrogated, because like Rake never got interrogated. So I like that Book kind of like also went on this little investigation with Poirot. Wasn't really in the room with him a lot, but like would help him out if needed. And then by the end, got the interrogation from Poirot and died. It was so sad. I did not like that Book died. I saw it coming as soon as like they were getting heated in the interrogation, and the like cameras started to get like all like circling around, and it was like getting intense, and I was like, wait a minute. Oh, I think he saw who killed the maid, because there were 3 deaths within this. Lynette, the maid, and the other woman from the book, but in the movies, it's Book. The deaths were a little bit different. Lynette's was the same, and Book's, I guess, was the same. But the maid's was different. It was a little bit more gruesome. So the maid, in the book, she was shot and then like hidden, I think, under a bed or something. But in the movie, she was sliced with a knife. She was like hidden in the what is it, the propeller of the ship? So like the thing that just like goes around and around. It's this thing. She was like thrown into that. And so it was really creepy seeing her just like show up in the window. It was like a jump scare. There were a couple jump scares, actually. Wait, why were there so many? Why did we need those? Especially like the snake one. Why did we need the snake jump scare? Okay, another thing that was like, why is this here? Not needed. Another thing I really liked, I loved this, again with the characters, we have Mrs. Maria Van Schuyler, yes, and Mrs. Bowers, her nursemaid. That's all they were in the book, but in the movie they made them a nice little romance, which made me very happy to see. I was so glad that they did that. The ending, however, was still the same. which I really enjoyed because I really liked that ending. But it also was done a little bit differently. So in the book, Simon and Jackie are the ones who kill Lynette. It was Simon who killed Lynette, but it was Jackie who killed the maid and the other person. And they did that again for the movie. I think it is explained very well because you really don't think it's them because they had their alibis. Jackie was like passed out and also someone was with her the entire time, and Simon had been shot. And like his leg broken. How could he have possibly like walked that and whatever? So it's like they had like really good alibis, but I like that they kept that within the movie as well. And oh my god, okay, so when Boog was shot and killed, we got a little chase scene. I don't remember the chase scene in the book, but we got a chase scene in the movie, and it was really cool. I really liked it. It was intense. Yeah, so like the reveals were just as like over dramatic and whatnot as they were in the book. But it like worked for the movie, which I really liked. And then we have the ending, which was where Jackie, when like they're found out, Jackie then shoots Simon, kills him, and then shoots herself and kills herself. I liked how they did it in the movie though, where like they were hugging and like, how are we gonna get out of this situation? And Jackie just has that gun and she shoots him in the back and the bullet goes into her as well. So it's like they shot each other at the same time. And then like the way they fell, it was great. Very cinematic, and I loved it. However, the epilogue. What the hell was the point of that epilogue in the movie? Like, what the hell was the point? But we had Mrs. Otterborn kind of like flirting with Poirot a little bit here and there within the movie, which I didn't mind. I did not mind. I kind of liked it. In the epilogue, we have him visiting her, and he shaved off his mustache. No. You don't shave off his mustache. It is his mustache. I get what we were doing with that because, like, in the very beginning of the movie, we actually got some backstory of Poirot. I loved getting backstory. Oh my god. We didn't get that in the book, obviously, but we got some backstory in the movie of Poirot and his past. And so, like, I understand, like, doing that to show, like, what's underneath the mustache, but at the same time, the mustache is Poirot. You don't get rid of the mustache. And I also don't think his character would have done that. You know what I mean? Also, like, why was he visiting her anyway? Because he kept telling her, like, no, this isn't happening. And then all of a sudden he's visiting her, he's got no mustache, and she doesn't even, like, look at him. She's just up on the stage performing, and then that's it. And I was like, what the hell was the point of that epilogue? Anyway, I feel like I'm talking too much. I know there's probably more differences, but those were the ones that I think were the big ones and the ones that I can remember. So now let's get rid of this pyramid and let's get to a winner. So ultimately, I gave the movie 4 stars. I really liked it, but again, I had a few little like nitpicky issues with it that I can't forgive, especially that last epilogue. I can't forgive that epilogue. Like, why? So now we're in a little bit of a predicament because I gave the book, I should probably hold up the book. Okay, so I gave the book 4 stars, but I also gave the movie 4 stars. So it seems like it's a tie, but we have to have a winner, okay? We have to have a winner. The book, I thought the pacing was a little bit off until the very end. The beginning, and there were also just too many characters. It really took me a while to get into it, but like the ending was spectacular. The ending was great. The movie had a couple of issues with the filming of it, a couple of like the shots, a couple of writing choices, but I did really enjoy it. I thought it was a good adaptation of the book. I liked that we kind of got rid of some characters that were definitely like not needed. And I think like the acting is really good in the movie. I think it's a good adaptation of the book. Not a great adaptation, but a good adaptation. And I think my winner, I've chosen my winner, and my winner is the movie. I think I like the movie better than the book. Now, granted, I need you to understand this is my opinion. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's just an opinion, and it's mine, it's what I think. If you think the book is better than the movie, good for you. Guess what? I also liked the book, okay? I'm not mad at you for thinking something different. But for me, personally, I think I did like the movie better than the book. Now, do you like need to read the book before seeing the movie or watch the movie before reading the book? No. You could do both, you could do one or the other. and there's no real order you need to do it in. I do think, however, that like reading the book right before the movie did ruin the movie a little bit, just because I knew who it was. I knew everything basically that was going to happen. So there you have it. That's the end of the very first episode of Book Verse, I think Adaptation is what I'm going to call this series. Because there are also going to be books that turn into TV shows. So we're going to call this series Book Verse Adaptation. This is a book versus a movie, movie 1. I hope you enjoyed this first episode. Put down in the comments if you've seen the movie, if you've read the book, which is your favorite, which do you like? Tell me your thoughts, I want to know. And then also let me know any others that you want me to do. And if you have any suggestions on how to do the series, I'm willing and totally like ready to take it, suggestions, because I don't know how this is gonna go. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later with more videos. Bye!